Hey, what's going on, guys? Bronago bringing you another Annihilation video. This is The Wandering Shadow, the 9th mission, or the 8th mission, excuse me. Campaign created by Dudki, in case you forgot. With the Zerg samples examined, Rick believes that he has localized the source of the virus, a planet located in the far outskirts of the sector called Netmac. As our heroes appear to be getting closer to uncovering the truth, Baldwin has arranged a meeting with two of his acquaintances, who are also leaders of the CPG. The planet shows a high population of RSSI annihilators, a number that could quickly cause too much trouble to handle. In order to fully investigate this place without causing too much havoc, Reeves has volunteered to infiltrate it personally, in hopes to uncover the secrets to the Zerg corruption and the RSSI. This mission is not about speed. Take it slowly and observe your areas carefully to navigate through them with success. Okay, well, it sounds like we'll be making some cold and calculated decisions. One thing I would like to point out is that I'm really a big fan of these loading screens that we get in every mission. It's like it's sort of what a loading screen should be in my estimation. A sort of preview, a look into what you can sort of expect. A teaser image of the map you're about to experience, and not just some generic shot of a planet, although sometimes those can work. It's just that they get old after a while. So shout out to Dudki for doing that. We're going to continue on hard since the last mission was a little too tough for me on brutal. And we'll see what happens. Looks like a Mensk statue, but for all I know, Mensk in this setting is a different individual. Just uses the same portrait and apparently statues. Who knows? We'll find out. So this is Netmac, huh? We traveled an awful long way to get here, and the place looks absolutely stunning. You think that's impressive? I'm personally more impressed with the fact that we were able to enter the planet's surface without being discovered. But hey, to each their own. You're right. There is a decent number of soldiers down there. So, Baldwin, who are these guys we're supposed to meet up with down here? Remember the CPG I told you about a while ago? They're commanders of it, just like I am. And they are some of the best soldiers I've ever had the pleasure of working with. Just like me, they were assigned to cleanse the Zerg threat, but on a different world. Apparently not only Calathus was affected by whatever's going on. This place good enough? Yeah, sure. I need to be taking care of some errands, so I won't be going with you. What errands? I do need to make a living, right? That's fine, Doc. I expect to be able to contact you if we need anything. Yeah, whatever. Kids these days can't do anything themselves. So, how far are we from our destination? Shouldn't be too far now. It's also great finally being able to get away from Rick for once. I heard that, you worm. Wow, what a nice thing to say about somebody else. That was completely intentional. Let's move, Reeves. Alright. I like the look of this place so far. Oh, we're not quite done with the opening cutscene. False alarm. Well, I'll be damned. Look who we have here. What's up, soldiers? Long time no see, Commander Baldwin. I'm pleased to know that your trip to this planet was a safe one. And I assume this individual right here is the investigator, Maxwell Reeves. Baldwin spoke about you. I'm Cole Ferring, commander of the CPG Forward Movement, and this right here is my associate, General Harris Arrow. I sincerely hope Lil Baldy's short temper didn't make you reconsider your allegiance with him. Hey, shut it, Cole, and you know very well how much I hate it when you call me that. Well, what can I say? I do my best. This guy, man. Keeping it calm no matter what kind of precarious situation we end up finding ourselves in. You really are something else, Reeves, I'll tell you that. Anyway, it's an honor to meet you. How'd you boys manage to get here? On our little endeavor on Calathus 4, we ran into this guy going by the name of Edward C. Rick. He's a weapons manufacturer and engineer who searches for new tech, crafting schematics and selling them to the best bidders. He was kind enough to fly us over here. I, Cole, and Arrow here fought alongside the Terran Dominion during times of war. We were part of a specialty unit that used to protect key points of Korhal from enemy forces. This nationalized militia was known as the Starling Protectorate, led by Commander Aaron Starling, who created it in hopes to form a powerful government for the citizens of Korhal. Eventually, I and these fellows here were put on the same team, and we've known each other ever since. Anyways, enough of that. What's the deal with these soldiers here? Have you been doing any digging on them? Guards are stationed all over the planet. Avoiding them all during our landing here was quite the challenge. You got any idea of their identity? I've never heard or seen of these guys before. What we fought on Calathus were pretty much exclusively Zerg. It was only thanks to Rick that we were led to this region in the first place. Neither have we. However, I'm willing to bet that these are the ones responsible for mind controlling the Zerg. Many have attempted to do this in the past, anyway. I wouldn't call it that. According to what Rick told us, these devices are far more than a simple form of mind control. It's a virus. They function in a much different way than any in the past have done. That's exactly why it'll be important to learn more about these guys. Long, dramatic shot. What is going on? Is this a staring contest? Commander Baldwin, you alright? Yes, of course. Say, did you bring any reinforcements with you? That's just it. And no, we haven't. You see, we wish to put the opportunity that we've just gotten by arriving here undetected to good use. We figure sending in a large force would quickly jeopardize our operation and cause way too much unnecessary damage than what needs to be dealt. So what you're saying is, sending someone with years of experience in stealth and investigation is our best choice to proceed. Indeed. This is a large compound, so they must have some computers or some form of technology that can give us more info about the people here. You're waiting for me to volunteer, aren't you? I realize that it's a bad start to our friendship, but I assure you that you are the most qualified to undertake this mission, which means we'll have the highest probability of success. Sure, it's fine. I volunteer without hesitation. You sure about this, Reeves? Think you can make it? Don't you worry, Baldy. This is what I was trained to do. Classic. Alright, looks like I see my cursor now, so we will indeed be checking this out. Reeves, I really do appreciate you doing this. Don't worry, I'll guide you through if I pick up anything of importance. Okay, let's go ahead and, oh wait. It's Control Q in StarCraft 2, not F6. Reeves is now outfitted with a permanent cloaking field, allowing him to move undetected around enemy units. Beware of detectors. Yeah. Makes sense. Infiltrate the... Well, let's read some... We'll wait for those tips to pop up, but there's always like 3 or 4 of them. Reeves and the CPG forces have managed to enter the planet's surface without being discovered. Instead of sending an entire strike force, Reeves has decided to infiltrate it personally. Got it. And then obviously, we gotta make sure Reeves stays alive. To avoid too much strategy, or too much of a To avoid too much of a disturbance, Reeves cannot attack any enemy units nor use energy charge. This means that you'll have to run out of detection range if you are discovered to avoid getting killed. So presumably we'll outright fail the mission if we like deal damage to a unit or something. Okay.
It's your call.
Well, so far so good. Maybe we can sneak our way through here. No. All right. Let's keep it rolling. Just out of curiosity, I am gonna go ahead and quick save here and then hit S. Okay, he does not automatically acquire targets, which is good. So we gotta like wait for some of the Annihilator forces to trigger some of these gates. It looks like I'm sure that'll be a mechanic that will catch me woefully unprepared. Somewhat unfortunately, this feels sort of like one of those stealth missions where enemies will see you and then they'll be like, hey, I see an infiltrator, and then the compound won't go on alert and nothing will change and everything will remain static and everybody will leash back. Maybe I'll be proven wrong. I'm not going to intentionally jeopardize my mission to do that, to check that, but it's just sort of like something I take umbrage with in terms of general design. Whoa. Security guards are specialized forces that carry psionic wavelength sensors, rendering your cloaking device useless. Detection range is smaller than missile turrets and ravens, so we got to keep watch for these guys, these gals. Don't want to. Not sorry, didn't mean to misgender anybody. Okay, so let's walk back here. I have a feeling we can make it through here.
Everything is in motion to begin the final act.
Hey man, we're still in the 8th mission, not the final act, so you calm down there, Reeves. You're reading ahead of the class. Here's that sweeping Mengs statue. Now, I wonder if the RSSI Annihilators are in any way linked to the Dominion. I do like this scene. For some reason, that looks very nice for what you can do in StarCraft 2's engine. I'm appreciative. But yeah, I wonder if there's any link there. Okay, now we gotta wait for maybe a Marine to... I was just checking to see if we could even issue an attack order. Presumably we have to do something to lower this gate.
Our sensors are tracking you. I'll relay any tactical information I can. I understand. Already. See you there.
Let's see what we can do here. Is there even any enemy unit over here? We might have to like walk through this detection field.
Very well.
Oh, never mind. I see it. I see. Okay, hopefully I was out of the it looks like I was out of his attack range.
Scooter.
Yes, Scooter. Okay, now let's sort of trail him.
See you there.
Be a little bit further behind.
Keep it up.
Okay. We gotta go down here. Okay, cool. Yeah, alright, neat. Missile turret doesn't have an automatic failsafe to alert everybody, so there's that. Whoa, 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 whoa. That was pretty close. That was pretty close. Okay.
Keep it up.
So now we gotta wait for these distractions. Certain environmental objects can be used to your advantage. Distract the security card. Okay. Oh, there was a hint there. Well, let's read it. Minimap may prove handy. Okay, sure.
It's your call. Already.
Oh.
Very well.
There we go.
I understand. Everything is in motion to begin the
I probably would not have
See you there.
figured that out if I didn't look at the hint there, so I am appreciative of that. That will start to teach me to look for that sort of thing, though, so that's pretty cool. I don't even remember seeing that asset anywhere in StarCraft 2, so it's cool seeing some of those underrepresented doodads in use. I guess now we probably have to move all the way back. Guys, I've reached a set of computer consoles, hacking into their systems as we speak. Okay, I'm in. I'm in. This computer has a file labeled Annihilation. It contains information about a campaign, an organization known as the RSSI, as well as several secret files, all referring to something called Project Annihilation. This project describes utilizing Zerg and Protoss manipulation to achieve fortune and taking control of highly populated areas of the sector, eventually creating a government of oppression and tyranny. I wonder if they use those terms in the document. Then it's exactly as I feared. They're back. What do you mean, Baldwin? Commander, you knew about this? Not for certain. I wasn't sure whether to believe these were RSSI soldiers or not. The only thing I noticed was that their insignias looked familiar. They reminded me of the same that the RSSI wore back during the Korhal conflict. Why didn't you say something earlier then? Simply because of lack of certainty. I didn't know what to believe. I thought my mind was playing tricks on me. I suppose you're right, Commander. I too thought the RSSI were all defeated back then. But I must admit, now that you mention it, they do in fact look familiar. Wait a sec. Would someone be kind to explain what the deal is? You all knew of them? Yes, the RSSI were the whole reason we became the freedom fighters we are today. The Korhal conflict, which occurred 5 years ago, was a war with the goal of protecting Korhal from the RSSI invasion. The RSSI assaulted Korhal, unleashing devastating attacks upon the city of Donstrad, forcing Korhal to up its defenses. The Starling Protectorate, which we were part of back then, was ordered to protect the city at all costs. Eventually, RSSI stealth operatives were caught red-handed in the midst of planting C4 bombs all around the city. The Starling Protectorate took whoever we could find hostage and used them to get information about the organization, in hopes to initiate an effective counterattack against them. However, it was when the RSSI realized the overwhelming might of their combined forces of Korhal that things took an unexpected turn. They gathered all their strength and moved across Donstrad, forcing all our forces into a massive bloodshed where we suffered thousands of casualties in an attempt to survive the onslaught as the RSSI made their move. This is where the Starling Protectorate took it too far. Living by the philosophy to protect civilian lives, we would expect another call of action. But Aaron Starling ordered a nuclear launch to destroy the entire city, giving little time to evacuate innocents. It took several months before we finally managed to rid ourselves completely of their organization, slaughtering every RSSI soldier we could locate. Their motives for attacking the Korhal in the first place have been unknown to us since they first appeared. Apparently, they do still exist, and now they've resurfaced with the intention of manipulating the Zerg and Protoss? They clearly have a different mindset than before. What could they be planning to do? That is a very tragic story indeed. It must have been a difficult time. Yes, I continuously find myself wondering what we could have done to change the fate of Donstrad. It was after the destruction of the city that the Starling Protectorate was disbanded, and Arrow formed the CPG to ensure protection to all civilians and to avoid something like that ever happening again. This Annihilation project seems bad. We can't let them go through with this. Yeah, the clue must be in the name. I will continue moving. Things are getting mighty interesting, and I wish to see what else I can fish out of these computers. Please do that, officer. Alright. Well, we've hacked one of who knows how many computers.
Everything I could hoped for. Everything is in motion to begin the final act. I understand. It's your call.
That was scary.
See you there.
Okay, so it looks like we're going to be...
Far too much invested in this undertaking to see it fail.
We're going to be sneaking around for a little bit longer now. Let's go ahead and quick save, since I habitually forget to do that.
I understand.
I wonder what brutal difficulty would even look like on this map if it's entirely or maybe just mostly a stealth map. Would it just be more detectors?
Very well.
Because if that's the case, I mean, if I have like infinite time basically to be an idiot like this and not notice the detection range, if I have infinite time to sort of guess my my stuff and sort of do whatever I want to do, assess the situation basically, not guess. I don't know why I said guess. Rhymes with assess. You know, if I can just look at stuff for a while. Keep your eyes open, Reeves. I've picked up a Raven patrolling this area. Yeah, indeed. Thankfully, he picked it up to the point where he can,
Keep it up.
What the hell? Oh.
Already.
Well, I can't... That's just guard housing. What was I saying? If I have infinite time to sort of analyze the patrols and do certain things dependent on...
See you there.
I don't know, whatever. I mean, maybe all that would change is just the, like, more units would be heroic and thus deal more damage. You know, you'd have more mercenaries or something like that.
Any tactical information I can. I understand.
Trying to see if there's any... Because there's like one thing that is definitely new, like in the context of. Oh no, I'm gonna get detected. Oh. Oh. No, you can't shoot me. I'm in here. That's not very nice of you. Yeah, like I figured they would just sort of go back to that and not alert the compound or anything. How do I get past here? Because I have to distract this person. But I don't see anything that I can shoot.
Everything is in motion to begin the final act.
There was some... It did say that some doodads might be necessary. Do I have to get into the trash can? Solid Snake style? Thinking I have to... I must have to do something. I don't see anything on the minimap that can be presumably interacted with besides these guard housings, which are units.
Very well.
I can't shoot anything.
See you there. I have far too much invested in this undertaking to see it fail.
Presumably they'll follow me through if I get into their detection range.
Everything is in motion to begin.
He also doesn't regenerate health in this map. I don't know if that's a change I feel like that's a change from the previous versions, but I also had access to medics in all of those maps, so
I understand.
who knows?
Keep it up.
So maybe I just have to time the patrols of these guards here, sort of. There's no way to like get to a certain good middle ground. So maybe I just have to trail the Raven and then come around here. Yeah, it looks like that was what I was supposed to do the whole time, and I was just overanalyzing it because I saw that that security guard. Okay, so wait for the Hellbat to move around. Go ahead and quick save. Again, I'm very bad with quick saves. If you haven't already figured it out. Oh yeah, probably shouldn't walk into that guy. He's gonna shoot a couple things at my head. Some more of those things. So we can't interact with all of these ones that we see. I was kind of hoping that would be a consistent mechanic. Hey!
I understand.
That's not very nice. That does a lot of damage. Holy shit.
You have my gratitude. See you there.
That's a crazy amount of damage. It says it deals 5.
Our sensors are tracking you. I'll relay.
But it's actually like she attacks so fast that she just guns you down almost immediately. Okay, so this is an instance where I'm probably going to need to either conceal myself somehow. There doesn't seem to be a way around her.
Keep it up.
This would be where I would think I would shoot this and then she would like get pulled over to it or something, but that doesn't appear to be the case.
I understand. See you there. Everything I could have.
I don't get it. Is that this? That's not the same one that was down here, obviously. So if I go back down there now, it's not like that's going to be different. So maybe I can sneak by into these crates? No, definitely not. How do I do this exactly? This is still on my... Okay, I was just checking to see if those were like structures or considered structures or not. Can I sneak into this little doohickey? Maybe I can? Oh, okay, this looks like it must have been the way. Okay, cool. I'm learning. Might be a little slow, but I'm doing it. One way or another. Where's my next objective, I wonder? Looks like I can't go in here yet. I have to approach a terminal. Guys, I've got a problem here. There's a generator here which may very well be the key to unlocking the remaining door. However, a Raven is standing directly on top of it. I can't move in. That's a real shame. Try to search the compound. There has to be a way for you to hack that generator without being nearby. Well, Reeves can hack the computers of this compound. Disable the guarded generator. Okay, so... Alright, I'm going to hack into this computer system. Well, this might have been a bad idea to do immediately. Unless it doesn't take very long. Almost got it. Okay. Do I have to I guess I have to hack multiple computers, right? Maybe? Maybe that just opened the door? Oh, no, I have to go through the whole facility now and hack a bunch of different computers. Okay. Wait, what are you doing, you fucking psycho bitch? Why'd you do that?
Keep it up. See
What
you
a
there.
lunatic. She's just got OCD or something. I don't know. Okay, let's hack this real quick before she comes back. No! Okay, good. Okay, time to hack this thing. Please don't come over here. Don't do it. Just a moment. Hey! What are you doing? No! Oh, no! Oh, that was so close. Go away. Okay. We did it. Sort of. Not really. Where else do I need to go? Oh, man. That's a psychotic movement. That really does dupe you. So presumably I have to go through... It doesn't tell me how many computers I have to hack, which would be a nice addition if I could know. I mean, it's sort of unknowable information, but at the same time... Well, maybe it's not. Maybe... I mean, I don't know how hacking different terminals even gets you progress in this sort of thing. But that aside, I feel like...
See you there.
If you had a situation where... Well, I see one beacon over there. Do I have to backtrack all the way throughout this facility and find more terminals? I don't think there were anymore, so... I think that's it.
It's your call.
It's a nail biter. Well, there's no detection over here anyway, so as long as I remain permanently cloaked, which it seems like I do. Initiating a computer hacking now. Oh, fuck! Well, hold on. Let's avoid the unfortunate sound of the bum, 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 bum thing that plays when you lose a hero, and just load our quick save. We're a ways back. I didn't quick save after the first successful hack, so we'll have to do a little bit of forward tracking instead of backtracking. Okay, let's go.
Everything I could have hoped for. Everything is in motion.
Hey, at least this way I'll avoid the unnecessary damage I took from the security guard,
Our
right, guys?
sensors are tracking you. I'll relay any
So one thing I will say about this mission so far is that it has had a lot of exposition. There was a fairly lengthy opener, which sort of like explained the histories of Arrow and the other guy.
I understand.
I forget his
It's
name.
your call.
The guy who said Baldy. So there was a little bit of that, which is like, okay, you know, I'm learning of these characters. But there's also a lot of like time where you're mostly analyzing the patterns of these like basically these movement-based puzzles. And I feel like it's not too much to ask of the player to like read some extra dialogue here and there. So you could have probably, you know, reduced some of the overall length of time that players had to experience, I guess. Dudki, if you had done it such that you learned more about them, or maybe you made Reeves like... You built on the character trait that he's an investigator, so he's inquisitive. Like, that's what you did in the first couple of missions, where you had him with Baldwin initially, and Baldwin, you know, he was, like, asking Baldwin a bunch of questions. That's, like, a good example, I think, of where, you know, you could double up on this case here, where Reeves is, like, characterized as, again, an inquisitive guy. So they're not immediately forthcoming with all these details. They just tell you what you immediately need to know about them. Like, oh, I helped found the CPG, and yeah, I'm good friends with Barry, and yada yada yada. Like that would be more than enough, I think, for like an initial situation. Like, oh, we served together during some event known as the Core Hall conflict, and that would be like, oh, the player's like, oh, I wonder what the Core Hall conflict is, and then later Reeves asks that very question, and then you learn what exactly it is. I think that would be better than a lot of exposition, basically. So, it's just some minor feedback regarding that. Especially when there is, like I said, not really a whole lot going on screen otherwise. Like, I'm invested in the whole, like, solve a stealth puzzle thing. But I definitely think that just in general, one way to consider it less about exposition and more about Reeves like investigating himself and investigating as his character trope is, you know, as his character design is. If I feel like it's more about Reeves than it is about the plot or these characters being explained to me, then I'm probably going to be more receptive to it and notice less that it is in fact like exposition in the first place, I guess. Maybe it wouldn't have made so much of a difference, but I do think that it's worth noting in general. Whoa. Wow, I did say hack, but I suppose overloading the generator to the point of destruction also works wonders. Why is it gone? I can't even see it. Must be destroyed then. So yeah, it's just a minor note. Like, I don't think it's a huge, major criticism, but from what I remember seeing of Jay Barrino's playthrough, a lot of the exposition of characters' histories and technical details, that seems to be like a commonplace thing in this campaign in general. So something going forward you might be able to do is avoid having it happen in only cutscenes and fill some of the sort of, not really dead air since you are doing stuff, but oh shit, I forgot about that psycho bitch movement that she does. The not just the dead air, it's not really dead air, it's more like things that I am experiencing that aren't directly it doesn't need to be 100% focused on, right? Because this is sort of slow gameplay, just like you describe it in the tooltip. And that's like a good example, I think, of
it's your call. Everything is in motion to begin the final act. Very well.
It's just a good example of like a one small way that you can increase the depth of your storytelling.
Everything is in motion to begin the final
Don't do that.
act.
So yeah, that's what I would recommend. No! Well, good thing we just quick save. So yeah, I mean, I am interested in these characters' backstories, but I would be more interested if they were presented in such a way that I don't want to labor the point so much that it seems like this is actually a way bigger issue than it is. I just think if you wanted to level up your storytelling skills, wow, that's funny. Let's do that again. If you wanted to level up your storytelling skills, that would be a recommendation that I have for you. So hopefully it's useful to you and anybody else who's aspiring to tell a story. So how are we going to do this one? It seems like I have to rush over here and I have to take damage from this Marauder, unless there's like a better way to time it. And then I'm just going to sit here and wait for that Psycho Lady to move away. Because she's not going to come all the way down here. Oh, okay. She doesn't... Wow. Wow. That was an amazing click by me. She doesn't come all the way down. It looks like we can't even go that way anyways. So. Alright, now we'll hide in this. Like we learned. I think we're good to quick save. I already talked a little bit earlier about how I like the look of this place when I was talking about the cutscene. I also like the general decoration of like urban/militarized environments like what we see here. I feel like it feels somewhat reasonable, right? Like you would expect a military base to look something like this in a way, I guess. I certainly don't, like, nothing is characterized. What the hell? My cloak's busted. Okay. Well, we're gonna have to be very careful then. I like this tooltip here. Warning, this device is not functional under any form of detection. The manufacturer will not be responsible for any damage one may cause to themselves while under the influence of a cloaking field. No refunds.
Keep it up.
Very cute.
I understand. Everything is in
What?
motion to begin the final act.
What was that?
It's your call.
That was Raynor. Or some guy who looks an awful lot like Raynor. And he just teleported away. I've reached another set of computers. Now let's see what these can tell us. This one streams data from one of the compound's security cameras. It's just a video of me playing. Wow, this is informative. What do you see, Reeves? That almost sounded glib and sarcastic the way I said it. It's probably not the way it was said. It's a room filled with psi emitters. There's an entire storage of them. There are Zerg here, too, and they appear to be swarming around the emitters. This partially proves Rick's hypothesis. I think it's safe to conclude that the RSSI is, in fact, the ones responsible for crafting these devices. Great! At least it's nice to know that the guy was useful for something other than being a bitch. Now we need to find their reasoning behind this. Any additional info hidden within those computers? Yeah, I think he was talking about Rick there when he was talking about the guy who was being a bitch. Hold on. I think I got something there. There's a file containing something that looks like a schematic to some kind of aircraft. The file essentially refers to it as a prototype superweapon, a massive warship currently in development in Facility 14A in northern Netmac. So first it's the Zerg and Protoss, and now they're developing superweapons as well? Where will this end? Nice catch, though. That information could prove useful in the future. Wait, I hear something. So, will you be heading to the base? Yeah, the boss wants to prepare some additional Zerg for testing. He's ordered me to help set things up before they bring in the specimens. For what reason? Have the psi emitters been upgraded or something? I don't know. Probably not, though. But you know him. He wants to make sure there's continuously work being done. A constant flow of progression. Heck, our scientists have been really darn busy these past few weeks. Oh, by golly, our scientists. Anyways, I'll be going. Don't want to make him wait. See you some other time, boys. This guy, he might just be the key to unveiling the truth. He's heading towards what seems to be their secret laboratories. You must follow him, Reeves. Sure, I'll do my best, but I'll need to be more careful now, as my cloaking device is still malfunctioning.
See you there.
Hey, I've been healed. It is recommended that you save the game now, as being discovered by or losing track of the subject will result in defeat. Follow the war pig and let him guide you to the location of the laboratory entrance. Try to stay close, but not too close, as you can only detect his position when he's within a range of 16 from Reeves' position. If the subject gets further than a range of 30, I mean, I don't really know what those numbers mean, so I will just have to eyeball it, I suppose. LOS blockers can be used to conceal yourself behind. The subject will help reveal the area for you if you stay close enough, so use them to your advantage to grant your vision over the LOS blockers and also to observe the area. Okay. So I sort of have to trail him Assassin's Creed style, except instead of rooftops, I have smoke things. Reeves can now attack other enemy units. If you are discovered by a guard, use your weapons to take them out. You cannot auto-attack, and you have to select each unit you want to kill separately. That's just to prevent me from automatically attacking while I'm in the LOS blockers, probably. So these must be them. Indeed they are.
Keep it up.
Oh.
Everything is in motion to begin the final act.
Okay, well I gotta get out of here, so.
We're going to have to take it out fast.
Oh, the subject discovered me. Fuck. Okay, so he ran back immediately instead of going his lackadaisical pace there. So we're gonna have to do this a little bit differently, of course, than we did before. I guess instead of trying to kill those Marines, I think what we should do is just try to rush to the second set of LOS blockers and see what happens, because if we can make it to the next sort of section... I don't know how far away 30 units is, right? Like, we've got a range of 6.
I understand.
And we can detect for 12... for twice as much as our range.
We're going to have to take it out fast.
Reeves, you're moving too far away from the subject and can't track his position anymore. Do not lose him. You got it, man. I'm going. There he is. So there's more guard housing. Presumably this will lead to them spawning units on me. I'm not sure. Okay. I've made it to the LOS blocker anyways. Some... Oh, what? How did that happen? I guess I moved out of the LOS blocker? It's really hard to tell where the LOS blockers block vision and where they don't. I would consider making them a bit more dense, such that if you accidentally misclick, it's not at the end of the world. Or finding some way to make them more immediately readable, if that makes any sense. Because it's really hard for me to tell when the tall grass is actually going to block sight, and... like, if I position myself not inside the tall grass, but behind the tall grass, in between the subject and myself, will that still give him vision of me, or do they block vision in a line? Like, it seems like they block vision in a line. But you see here, like, it's hard to tell. I don't understand. If I have... oh, I guess I can't be detected by anybody. Not just him. Okay. That's probably in the tooltip, and I just assumed that it was just the subject. So once I clear that, we should quick save every single time we clear, like, an area. So once we get to that gate, we'll quick save. And even before that, once we get past the first 2 Marines that come out there, we'll quick save. I'm just... see, that seems like a very heavy stealth mechanic, but then we can also attack units. So it feels like it's giving and taking. It's trying to... the mechanics here feel like they're trying to have their cake and eat it too. Where you have... oh, now your stealth has to be increased because arbitrarily yours... I mean, it's probably not arbitrary.
understand. Everything is in motion to begin.
Reeves, you're moving too far away from the subject. Yep, I got it. Don't worry. Okay, let's go ahead and quick save here. But I feel like now it's just not... I don't know, something about it doesn't seem as stealthy as it could be, I suppose. Okay, so he's gonna hop in here, or maybe he's just going to talk to this guy. There's just some dial. No, they are gonna go in there. Which means I need to... Oh, okay, so he's gonna... He's probably gonna check up on some stuff, but I don't think I could follow him over here. So I don't know how I'm supposed to get over here. Can I go through here? The fence?
See you there.
No? How do I go in there?
Motion to begin the final act.
Well, I can't move my mouse anymore. I think he... Yeah, we lost track of him. How do we get in there, though? That doesn't even make sense to me. Because we can't, like, walk in right behind him. The door doesn't close fast enough. Maybe we can. We'll try it. I think I quick saved before I even got there. So we'll have time to get into... Yeah, we'll have time to get into formation here.
Keep it up.
This is a long mission.
I understand.
After so long, stealth in an engine that wasn't really super designed for it doesn't necessarily hold up as well as the macro or the micro stuff that I'm used to.
Very well.
Okay, so let's try... No, we simply cannot get in there. And if we keep going this way... Knock, knock. Oh, we have to approach the gate? Really?
Invested in this undertaking to see it fail. I understand. Very well.
Okay. Well, we did it. I don't know how. We gotta rush over there, though.
I have far too much invested in this undertaking.
Maybe I can quick save here and then... Okay, there he is. He's talking to some dude. Let's see if we can make it into this tall grass. We can. Sort of. Maybe not.
I understand.
Well, there's no way we destroy this. It has...
What is your status?
It's not receiving damage. Where's he gonna go next? Can I attack something else near it? I don't see anything else.
Very well. Everything is in motion.
What the hell's with all the commotion?
See you there.
That was convenient. Okay. Hopefully we're not too far away from him. We have lost track of him again. Oh, there he is. Now shut the hell up. Thanks, Marauder.
Keep it up.
Okay, so there's like another unit over there. Let's try and rush over here. Maybe I don't know if these are LOS blockers or not, but they might do the trick. So now we gotta wait for him to walk the other way. Okay, cool. Man, he's a stealthy motherfucker even without his cloaking suit. Just walks straight past a war pig and he's like, oh, well, it's fine. No problems.
It's your call.
Alright. Can't target invulnerable units. Yeah, no kidding. Oh shit. I don't have any LOS blockers nearby. Oh, he's just moving that Thor out of his way like nobody's business. How do I get past these guys? I guess I have to...
It's your call.
Good, I can see a large base up ahead. That must be the entrance.
Keep it up.
Now I just have to get past these guards. Okay, so I think I don't need to worry about
It's your
the...
call. I understand.
I'm pretty sure I don't have to worry about the subject anymore.
Please continue.
Maybe if I shoot these, the guards will come? I don't know. Move out! Someone's here. Hey, you fucking piece of shit. Why would you do something like that?
See you there.
So maybe if I hit the one that's the furthest away, that's where they'll go. They'll go investigate that one. Maybe I have to shoot them while in the tall grass and hope that they don't investigate the tall grass itself to see where the laser beam is coming from. What was that?
Everything I could have hoped for. Very well. Keep it up. See you there.
Run! Run very far away.
I understand.
Okay, he's after us for good, I think. Never mind, he's leashed back. Holy shit, that was close.
It's your call. See you
Maybe we
there.
can use this opportunity to run in. I don't know if they'll just immediately...
Everything is in motion to begin the
No?
final act.
Okay, cool. I don't know if we broke something or what. I also don't know what's up with the music. I don't know if that was broken with a patch or something. There's just... Very often there's not been any music. Alright, I'm here. I'm going in. Not without us, right? What? Huh? Nice work, Reeves. You did great. Wow, you sure got here quickly. As you got closer to the base, we did our best to reach your location as fast as possible. We didn't want to leave you alone for this. Thanks to you, we've got a good indication of the layout of this area, and we were, as a result, able to calculate the easiest possible way to reach you. Now let's move. Uh-huh. I don't know, man. This is kind of confusing. This place, it's completely empty. Shouldn't this have been the entrance to the laboratories? Oh my, if it isn't the renowned Spec Ops investigator Maxwell Reeves. What the? This is a little... You did a good job infiltrating in this compound. I see your rigorous training has paid off. Who is speaking? The Wizard of Oz. You don't remember me. We'll see about that. Wait a minute. No, it's you, Malric. Ah, so you did recognize me. That's only natural considering our history together. The hell? You know this guy, Reeves? Yes, and I should have known he'd be behind this. Oh, come on. Stop acting like such a fucking genius all the time. You had absolutely no idea what was going on. Well then, what is going on here, Malric? What's the point of all this? What is this, an interrogation? Unfortunately, I'm a little busy right now, so I've got no time to chat. I've got work to do down in the laboratories. If you so desire to speak with me, go through that door. Oh! 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 Be warned, though. You might not particularly like what you're about to face down there. Let's see how much trouble you're willing to force upon yourself to get the answers you want. Reeves, who was that man? Someone who we can't let escape. Follow me. Wait a minute, what the hell's going on, man? There's no time. I'll explain it on the way. Alright, the plot thickens. See, I felt like that was a much more sort of well-oiled way to present that information. You know, we know that these two characters have a backstory. And but we also know that the context of the situation that these characters are in doesn't allow for an in-depth explanation right then and there. And I feel like if the same treatment had been done to the backstories of the Core Hall conflict and I forget the name of them already, but the organization that all of those characters were a part of, Baldwin and Ferring and Arrow, if they, if all that information had been delivered to us ad hoc throughout the mission, but we were given the initial premise that would dictate that information would then be worthwhile and necessary and appropriate to be distributed, I feel like that's what I assume is going to happen in this next mission. We're giving a premise. These two characters have a backstory, and one of them cannot be allowed to escape. Malric can't be allowed to escape, according to what Reeves says. Now we can learn more information about that with the premise being there, and it's a lot more digestible. It's a lot easier to wrap your head around and retain the information rather than it all being dumped on you at once. I feel like maybe if you had taken that approach, Dudki, with this, the same sort of approach that I'm assuming is going to be taken with this next bit, that we probably would have had a much more successful retention for the information, and it would have been delivered in a way that was more in line with previous characterization of the characters and more like a character asking questions and getting their answers than the player needing to know this information in order to understand the story. Like, if you understand, like, they're both are accomplished, but if you do it the way where it's more slanted towards the character, it feels more natural in the story because the story's about the characters, not about the player, if that makes any sense. So hopefully I've done a decent job of explaining that on the fly. I'm not super well versed in like articulating my thoughts on specific like story concepts and hashing out how you present a story, but I did enjoy the mission in terms of as like a breath of fresh air compared to the rest of the maps. This is the first stealth sequence we've ever had. It was a tad longer than I expected, but it did have a lot of different concepts in it. So much appreciation towards Dudki for that. And if you have yet to play this campaign, if you're like me and you're getting to the party many years late, feel free to check it out in the description link below. It's the first link there after the little blurb about what Annihilation is that you can find in the description of this video. And you can check back over the next few days for the next episode of this quite enjoyable campaign so far, I have to say. All right, I'm Pronago. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.